Hey guys, welcome to Mobility Conditioning. We are foam rolling today, and let me offer a few tips. Rolling can be painful, but typically we're trying to roll away pain so that pain can be lessened or gone, hopefully gone, would be the end result after rolling tight muscles that are painful. Alright, so roll away the pain means you gotta roll through the pain, but definitely stop if you feel extreme pain, you feel like you're injuring yourself, or it's electrical and you might be damaging nerves, or there's just trapped nerves in there. So use your own judgment, be safe rolling. Typically it's a pretty safe thing to do anyway, especially when I'm teaching you. Alright, today we're going to roll our hips and our glutes, and the fronts of our hips also, the hip flexors. Okay, let's go. Let's get to the roller. Okay, I've got a big roller. You can have rollers that are half this size. We're going to sit up on the roller. It takes practice getting that roller control. Those rollers, you might fall off of it. They might be rolling places you don't want them to roll. Practice controlling the roller. Alright, we've got two hips, one on either side of our pelvis. We're rolling both right now. Just back and forth. I've got shoes on today, so I've got a little better traction to the floor. If this is too hard without hands braced on the floor, just bring your hands to the floor behind you. Okay? Great. So get a feel for how that feels on each glute. Maybe one side's more tender than the other. We're going to roll onto our left side first just by rotating our body here. I'm still going to just use one hand on the floor, have the roller right under my glute, and I'm just leaning into that glute. Relatively relaxed leg on the hip that you're rolling. So if I'm doing the left right now, I've got a pretty relaxed leg. My feet are doing the work, pushing me back and forth. Just get a feel for that. Feels lumpy and bumpy, but we've got layers of muscle that we're rolling on, and there's bones under those muscles, so lumpy and bumpy is okay. If it's tender and sore, just keep rolling. You're going to help it. You're going to push out lactic acid and flush that muscle. We're going to go towards the upper glute, which is like going to the low back. So low back to mid glute, low back to mid glute. You're going to feel like, but I'm rolling my muscle against my hip bone. Well, that's okay. It's like putting the muscle against a rock and a hard place, or right between a rock and a hard place. There's no escape for that muscle. It's going to have to work with us and relax against that pressure. Excellent. Stay in the middle of the glute. When you're rolling, I usually suggest like at least 3 to 5 back and forth rolls before you move on to something else. Now we'll go towards the bottom of the glutes, or hip rotators. So I slid myself towards my hamstring. I'm going to go back to the middle. So I've got 3 spots here in the glute. Upper, mid, lower. Alright, pretty simple. Not too complicated. And then I want you to put it all back together. Slide down to the low back, that upper glute. Gluteus medius, maximus, minimus, maximus, medius. Put it all together. Oh yeah. Alright, we're going to go on to the side of the hip. Now when we do that, we're going into a side plank. I'm somewhere in the upper glute right now, but I'm not on my hip bone. It's still fleshy. Side plank here. Alright? Side plank. You should have a sweet spot of flesh. We are rolling over the TFL, or tensor fascia lata. That muscle sits right like on our waistband, or where maybe we'd have a low-rise pair of pants on. So we're right there. Side planked onto it. I know if it's tender, breathe through it. You're going to be fine. We're going to rotate our body forward and back. So I'm going to brace with my hand. My top foot goes forward. Then my top foot goes back. Dealing with pain, it's kind of like, are you going to jump into the cold, icy pool water, or are you going to put in one toe at a time? My suggestion is just jump in. So work fast through the pain, don't work slow. If you're working slow, you're just torturing yourself. Alright, so I'm just rotating. If you want to go back and forth, place that foot, and just like in a 2-inch amount of space or length on the hip, I'm just pushing up and down. Very good, guys. We're about to switch to the other side. Use your judgment on how long you stay somewhere. Okay? Again, 3 to 5 rolls or more. Up to you. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to get all the way off my roller. Switch my roller to this side. We're going to start with the glutes again. So sit on your roller. Good. Alright. Okay, roll back and forth. We're on both glutes. And then we're going to turn to the right side. Or the left, whichever side you chose to do first. Alright, turn into that right hip. Gonna get a tricep workout, just pushing yourself back and forth, holding yourself up with that arm. Well, hello, RT. Oops. I want to roll over Artie. Poor little feather duster boy. Okay, like we did on the other side. Low back or upper hip to the middle. Upper glute, middle. Upper glute, middle. Roll it over the bone of your hip. It's okay, you're not going to hurt it. One side's more sensitive than the other. Either means you use it more, or maybe even you don't use it enough. Maybe it's just tight. We're going to stay in the middle of the glutes. Just keep coming back into the camera. Stay in the middle. Oh, you can kind of push your hips against that roller. If you feel like kind of trying to dig in there. It's all good. It's all good. You might even be sore tomorrow from rolling. And that's okay. It just means you're fleshing that muscle. Lower towards hamstring, back in the middle. Hamstring, back in the middle, hamstring, back in the middle, okay? If you feel like this side, for me, it feels relatively tight, kind of lumpy, bumpy. I'm kind of grinding into that roller, trying to get pressure, more pressure. I usually don't like the recommendation of when you're rolling, crossing the leg. The reason why I don't like it is because it puts a little too much tension on your glutes. So I want you to have that leg that you're rolling relaxed to the outside. It's just kind of hanging out. It's not doing much pushing. My left leg's doing more pushing than my right. Okay, put it back together. Upper, lower. Upper, lower. I think I'll definitely be a little sore tomorrow. Get the whole thing. Whole thing. Put it together. Whew. Good. Alright, from there we need to side plank onto the sweet spot where it's fleshy. If you're too high, you're on that hip bone. If you're too low, you're on the bony process of your femur called the greater trochanter. You will know if it's bony and painful. That's not where we want to be. We want to be on the flesh. Tensor fascia lata. The IT band. Everybody talks IT band. Roll the IT band. You know what? What about the muscle? What about TFL? Roll the muscle. The tendon is not the culprit. It's not the IT band's fault. It's TFL's fault. And it's probably your fault for not rolling. Okay? You want to go up and down with it. Left foot supports. Just moving up and down. That's it. Pretty easy. How do you like my turban today? It's pretty awesome. I like head wraps. I watch YouTube for those head wraps. Gives me good ideas. Okay, from right there, we're going to go face down onto the front of our hips. Okay? So you're somewhere again between the hip bone and your quads. So I'm going to use my toes on the floor here, and I'm just going to push myself in about an inch of space, up and down. Up and down. I'm getting where the quadriceps are attaching to my hips. That's exactly what you're doing. There you go. You can roll up a little farther towards the belly button, but not by much. Oh, you don't have to roll much of the guts when you're right here in the middle. I'll show you how to do that in another video on towards the obliques or the sides of the waist. It is important to have space between your ribs and your hips. You don't want to be contracted in on one side or the other. Okay, that is really all there is to the glutes and the hips. We did the front hip flexors, we did the side plank, and we were on that glute right there. We did both sides. That's all there is to it. You could totally do it. It might hurt, but I promise you, if your muscles are in pretty normal condition and even normal tight, rolling will help take that pain away. It's like you're desensitizing those muscles. Okay, that's it for today. Keep well, watch the videos, go to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, innerape.com, and go to Mobcon. All right, later.